All right, we are live. Welcome, everybody. This is episode 2 of Hanging with Joe Ball. For anybody who missed the first episode, we're just here BSing, talking some comics and whatever else kind of hits our mind. I'm trying to get back to the streaming thing, so I think this is a good way to do us on chill and just kind of hanging out. My boy Joe Boss, what's going on, Joe? How's everything with you?
Oh, not too shabby. My partner in crime, Shane Mess, was over at the we'll call it the Ball Homestead. It's really just a little bitty house in the middle of a suburb, but we're gonna call it the Ball Homestead. Uh, we were reviewing some merchandise we got in the mail and some samples and stuff we got from our printer today. Just getting all tickled and silly and pumped on ourselves because it's always nice when you actually see things happening and it's not just a constant grind towards something. It's like we have stuff in hand now. We have some things to show the fruit of our labor. So
Yeah,
um,
definitely.
it was fun. And then sitting there trying to figure out pricing and all these little things ahead of time. So we had all our ducks in a row before we go to Houston. But yeah, just a good easygoing day of Shane coming over and my kids screaming and climbing on him the entire time so that we can't get anything done in a reasonable time frame. But it was fun. How about you? What you been up to?
Ah, man, I've just been working, just grinding away, making some progress on the book. Uh, you know, we finished up the first 60 days. Now we're in demand, so campaign hits a bit of a crawl, but, I'm going to plan on getting some sketch cards up probably this Monday. So
Yeah.
anybody be on the lookout for that. And, we got some like cool giveaways and stuff. Trying to do different things, especially now, kind of give like a little kind of bonus for anybody who's maybe on the fence of backing, try and throw on a little extras for like a limited time, some giveaway stuff like that. I'm trying to get with Bancroft, see if I can, we can reschedule the show we're supposed to do for the closeout.
Yeah.
He wasn't feeling too good, so I had to make some new plans. So hopefully we can reschedule soon. And like I said, I want to do a giveaway. I have some cool stuff planned, so hopefully we can get back to that and help the campaign rolling.
You know
Uh,
what a little Kiwi told me about Bancroft?
uh,
He didn't actually get sick. A little Kiwi told me that a rattlesnake bit him right in the sack.
oh,
And it just riddled him useless for the whole. No, that would be funny though, wouldn't it? I was in the bush. A rattlesnake bit me right in the nuts.
a little rattler, rattle me. Yeah.
Rob Arnold said, "Me next, mate." No, they're good old boys. Good old Aussie boys.
So yeah, for anybody out there, I want to say hail to the chat. We got Sim in the house.
What up, Sam?
Yeah, go check out his campaign. Sim's one of the good dudes in comics right now. So
Yeah, I think the Natverse is over up on Kickstarter right now. And I
yes,
believe it's the second volume. He can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the one he's funded for. And it looks beautiful.
Sim, I don't know if you're still a mod because there's been some weird stuff on this channel since I stopped using it. So if you are, you can drop some links, your own stuff, whatever. If not, I'll mod you again. Uh, Hail to Aaron. It's nice to see you back, brother.
What's up, Mr. Calamari?
Yeah, we're trying to push Aaron to launch his Aaronverse campaign. He's done some really cool books and projects that would all go well together if he put them in one bundle. So hopefully we'll do that.
It's the Aaron Verse with a Z.
It is. He's the man of comics.
He is. He's one of the best idea guys out there.
Yeah, definitely. Cybershock is definitely one of my favorite books that came out that year. I
I'm
haven't
still
read
mad.
Murder Weapon yet. I feel bad because I've become like Chris Evans. I have a stack of books that are just piling up that I haven't been able to read. It's just got so much going on. It's been impossible. And I like to like concentrate. I don't just like to BS these comics. I need to be like in the right mood to really kind of sit down and go through a bunch of them. So
Oh, for sure, dude. I forget parts of them. Like I was working on a Doom Fate picture for Passion, and I swear to God, like Valeria had a certain costume in it for a short part. I didn't even realize they were like totally separate women, completely different hair, different faces. But I thought she had like a spot there where she still wore that outfit, and I was like, I've read this book like 3 times, and then I was like, but that was like 2.5 years ago, and my brain's just a pile of dog shit inside of my skull. It's useless. So I was
yeah,
like,
the only
yeah,
comic that I remember is my own comic because I have to look at it, relook at it, do the spell
exactly.
check, you know.
Yeah.
So I've seen the Ace Volume 2 like hundreds of times, but all these other comics are gonna have to wait. Sorry, guys. But yeah, hopefully we'll get back to just if you want to give me a second, Joe, I'm gonna look for something if you want to vamp for a second.
Oh, for sure. So the Ace Volume 2 has been chugging along. We've got an amazing cover on the reprint for Volume 1, done by me, drawn, inked, colored, all that fun stuff. And Ace has been kind enough that he's making sure the logo doesn't even cover any of the core artwork. So you're going to get to see it in all its glory. And let's see, we've got, I'm not sure if there's any Akula plushies left. The Rassle Buddies. If there is, y'all need to jump on them while you can, because those are like seriously one of the coolest campaign items. I bought it the first minute I saw it. It gave me the feels. I went right back to 1990 and was just like, oh my god, I got to have this. Like,
what's the point,
at some
man?
point, I'm gonna rebuy the Wrestle Buddies, and I want my Akula right beside him because he's scaled right.
When I got these, I was like, these are perfect, man. The 90s kid in me, put this next to like the Warrior Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
I love the little detail with the gun in the back, which is a nice touch. Yeah, man, these are fun, cool. I do have a couple left, but they're closed on the campaign. But
Okay.
I'm gonna have some avenues where people can get them. So, like I said, people stay tuned, especially if I jump on any live streams. I might be doing some little special, might create some ways for you to get some of the. I think I got 3 left, so you might get a way to like find one of those. But yeah, I'm gonna be trying some different things with this campaign. I plan on leaving the book open for a good amount of time. The first campaign ended in about 6 months. I just kind of ran it and closed it. I'll probably leave this one up a little bit longer depending on how sales go,
Yeah. If you pick up some momentum, you gotta give it that little extra breathing space. Let it play completely out. So.
Sure. And since we do have a couple people here, I will be doing the special promotion for like however long we stream. I have about a dozen of these badass posters still left.
Yeah.
You can see in the back there. These are very exclusive. There's no way to get these. So if anybody backs the campaign, like I said, within the next hour or so, however long we're doing, you will get one of those posters for absolutely free too. We'll just throw it on in your, mailer and get it out to you.
Oh shoot, that's a good deal too. Because I mean, that artwork's only on the original Volume 1, like first printings. Like you can't really get it any other way.
Nope. I only have like I think maybe 20 copies that are overprinted from book 1. And they're just gonna be for my own. I'll give them out to friends and stuff, different people who want to check out the book. But there's no way else to get it. So if you like a lot of these things, like I said, I only offer them for limited amounts of time, trying to get people to really, get in. But like I said, if you did miss it and you do like the art, if you back it within the next 50 minutes or so, you'll get one of those posters absolutely free, just to show support to everybody out there. And also, I did want to show this bad boy off. I did get this in the last week. Yes.
The butt book.
The butt book, the infamous. YouTube might strike us for this, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I know Indiegogo's furious right now. They're probably emailing me as we speak, but you
Who
gotta
doesn't
support
like
the
big
DS brothers.
female butts? I mean, come on, YouTube and IGG. Just look at that. It sounds
Nice and
like
thick.
an
Look at that.
door
Look at that.
when
Look
you
at
knock
that.
on it.
By the way, this is the only comic book that I've been able to get through. It's been the past 6 months. I did get through the butt book. It's amazing. You can still get them on Zaid Comics website. Support Brandon. He's gotten so much better as an artist, as a creator. Dude's awesome. So yeah, go check that out.
Well, the dude works and practices and is doing art just all the time. Like basically when he's not at his day job, every time we talk to him, he's working.
And the great thing about him, I think this is a little bit of a trick, speaking as a non-artist or a guy who wanted to be an artist. What I like about Brandon is that he's drawing what he likes.
Yeah.
He's not forcing himself to draw stuff that's boring or uninteresting to him.
That's
so
very
he's killing it. He puts up these sexy pinups all the time on Twitter, on Instagram. And he just, if you've been tracking for the past year and a half, 2 years, whatever, you just seen the quality get better. He's been trying like different stuff with the colors. So yeah, man, he's just like evolved big time. So
that's our boy.
Yeah. So you got El Gargo in the house.
What's up, Gargoyle?
What up, homie? Says rock and stone.
Vermin tied to a Gargoyle Dave has been bugging you to play. Oh, they must be talking about video games or something.
That's right. We allow video game talk here, just no weeb stuff.
No weeb stuff. Well, what am I supposed to do? Everything I like came from a Japanese dude's brain.
Yes, I don't consider Japanese stuff like weeb stuff or weeb stuff. I mean, like the stuff B Rose is into. That's weeb stuff. Yeah, Japanese stuff is cool, but the stuff B Rose is into, yes, he says is sus. So
you're talking about these degenerate types. Yes. I know it.
No, you should have seen like the stuff he was talking about. I was on a stream. They're doing like the top like soundtracks and stuff. He's throwing out some real weirdo stuff. I have to figure out what his search history is looking like, but
we know who erases their search history every few hours,
yes.
And his name is B Rose. He's like, I don't want the girl to see this. She might think I'm weird.
Yeah. Too late.
We're all a little weird, dude. But if you got to delete your search history, that means you're a little extra weird. Just a little.
Yeah, for sure. So what else is going on in this wild and crazy world that we call comic books, man?
Well,
can we talk a little bit about Swarm, man? Because this looks crazy.
Yeah, we can talk about Swarm. Let me throw this out there real quick too, because I don't know if you've seen them, but I didn't even know this was happening because I've been kind of out of touch on keeping up with new toys. But McFarlane Toys put out Superpowers toys again, like the ones from the 80s, and we're getting 2 new vehicles. A Batjet that just made me lose my mind. I was like, I gotta have that. Are you kidding me? And like this kind of generic Superman vehicle that was from one of the shows or something. And it's the Superman vehicle silly, but it makes sense for the toy line. And I think he put out like a Batman that looks like a Superpowers Batman, but he's in like the Jim Lee era colors. So it looks just like an old school Bat toy, but he's in that coloration. A Superman toy, and I think like an updated Apocalypse. And I'm seriously like losing my mind. I love when people do this stuff where it's intentionally made to fit the original retro lines.
Yeah.
So that it looks good and it's scaled right with all your other stuff. Like I saw those today and I was like, how did no one tell me this was a thing? I've heard zero about this. And now there's all these people showing their toys off on Twitter, making me all mad because you know my deal. Unless you're going to give it to me, I don't want to see your stupid toys.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to be mine, I don't give a shit. I want it for me, and that's the only thing I care about when it comes to collecting.
Yeah, I did see the picture of the Apocalypse. The Dark Side. That looked incredible. Like
Dark Side. Yes, my mistake. I said Apocalypse earlier too. yeah, I'm just really excited because that was something I didn't know was coming. Like I really like the Star Wars retro toys, even though there were some packaging things that were a little flimsy. I like the thought and the idea behind it. And when they do that with Transformers, I love it because I can finally get like a boxed G1 toy for under $3,000. I can just go to Walmart and pick it up for like $30. So I'm like, this is amazing. This is such like people don't realize like all these great little things in this time we're alive, despite the like world level woes that we're going through. It's like there's still so much cool creative stuff out there, such as my homeboy Shane Mess, as I was talking about earlier. His book Swarm has just been crushing in terms of the work getting done on it. The mailing list is up now. If you search it up on Indiegogo, you'll see the Swarm mailing list. But that's going to be a really sweet, fun book too. I can't wait to be able to show and tell people a little bit more about it. But in a nutshell, it's like a typical old school superhero book, but kind of like when Marvel was hitting their groove with like things that appealed to younger audiences as well, or teens, like, you know, the fun young hero. Not necessarily a teenager, not necessarily a little kid, but a fun young man like Peter Parker or something like that. So Swarm is going to be a really cool book. It's like a dude that uses a mix of tech and his own abilities to fight criminals and fight bad guys and save the day. And it's kind of just good old fashioned, you know, honeybee themed superhero. So I think people really dig it. Our main artist has been bashing out pages like crazy. Like the dude's pretty close to actually probably having the book done. I know he's in the third quarter of it right now. And as we all know, I go through and kind of put my touch on all of it and refine it. And I'm almost 10 pages in on my end, and we already got the colorist working on that first group too. So it's just been great. The pace it's moving along. I'm really excited for it.
El Gargoyle asked the big important question.
Not this one, Gargoyle. But eventually we will have some kind of female titty book. I feel like if you're truly a comic publisher and you narrow what you're offering the world, like if you can offer multiple things, there's got to be at least one titty book in the mix. You know, there's got to be one fan service book where like, yeah, it's good, it's exciting, it's fun, but we're clearly not hiding the feminine body parts. You know, it's like Lady Death. Most people don't realize it's kind of got a lot of cool stuff in it. But all we think of are these two giant Snow White titties and this giant white ass, and we're just like, oh man, she is cool. So, yeah, it's we'll get there. We'll work on
Hey
that.
man, that's what I'm going for. You know, I want to get to a level where I can spin off Angelique and just have her be like Lady Death.
Dude, for sure, that'd be awesome.
Aaron, brother, thank you so much for backing the book.
Oh, thanks.
I'll make sure to send you that awesome poster. Like I said, I got about a dozen of them or so. So I'll make sure to send that out to you.
I did. Donald DeLay drew the artwork on the poster, Aaron, but I'll still sign it for you.
Yes, I'll have Joe, sprinkle a couple ashes just so you get that official Joe Ball.
I'll burn a little dot into it. That'll be my signature. Just barely cinch the corner with the cigarette, so you know it was.
Yeah, man. But Swarm looks sick, man. Like I know when Shane was, we have our Hardline group, and we're always sharing stuff with each other. And he kind of, when the moment he showed me the initial like design for him, I thought like, this is cool, man. This is something that like I would get into when I was like younger. You know, like I would definitely, this would be a book if I saw, like, I'd be like, oh, what's this? You know?
Yeah,
cool, man. We should always inspire for like, to like do some of these like cool throwback stuff, but kind of update them, you know? I don't think that's done enough.
I appreciate that, man, because that's kind of a lot of what we were going for. You know, we wanted it to be, to feel like a hero that's always been there.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely could see he's definitely has some, he's got, obviously there's some Marvel elements, but I almost seem like a DC hero, like a Titan. They could be one of like the new Titans. Like, he has that kind of vibe, which I dig.
Oh, for sure, dude. And you know me, I'm a total sucker for the Teen Titans. So in a perfect world, at some point we'll have a handful of younger characters like that in our superhero universe, and I'll finally be able to draw a Titan book in a way, because that's like one of those things I've always wanted to do. Is like I've told you this before. Like if there's one thing DC Comics could sway me on, no matter my success level, it was if they offered to just give me full reins on Teen Titans for like 8 or 10 issues. Just no rules on me. Just let me do it. I won't do anything outside the bounds of appropriateness, and I'll give them the best thing the Titans have seen since George Perez. So I'll never outdo George. I don't think that's possible, because that guy is just him and Wolfman were just masters of that book and did it at such a high level. All I can do is hope is to know that if they saw it, and if George sees it up in heaven, that he would look at it and go, yes, this guy knows what this is about and appreciates it like we did. So stuff
Yeah.
like that. I always tell myself I had a chance. All I want to do is make the guys that did it before me and did it better than I could dream of to still appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I've got Snuggy Jr. in the house saying sequel's gonna be death.
I mean, maybe. Here's the tough part. I work in purposefully done number systems. So I would almost have to call it death. Like, you'd have to say death 7 times, because I've already worked in the 3, and I can't work in an exact set of 6s, because that's the kind of numbers I don't want to use. But
Yeah.
I can still work in the numbers of 3s, because I was actually looking over the 9 core types of angels, even though they're not really angels. They're just heavenly creatures. Angels are like their own little grouping. But I was noticing they were all in sets of 3s. There were a handful of other things. The way the angels talk to God, they always spoke in like the same 3 sentences, all kinds of stuff like that. So you guys will see I like to work in numbers that purposefully match up with numbers that I would call like sacred numbers. I know it sounds silly, but that's just how I am. That's what I believe. So
Nah, man. It's definitely cool, man. Speaking of cool, brother, how's Def doing here?
$53,306.
683 backers.
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't really. I'm gonna ask for more, obviously, because how can I not? But at the same time, how can I? It's a weird spot where I'm so happy that I was finally able to reach more people and get more eyes on this thing. That I don't know. I'm still a little bit in shock. I know you could be like, well, dude, it hit 50K like a week and a half ago. How big a shock can you be in? It's like, it's just still, when I hit 30K, I was in shock. When I hit 20K, I was in shock. It doesn't matter what the number is. It's the fact that it's still going up in some way that keeps me motivated and keeps me jacked. And I don't know, man. I'm just really excited to see how people react to this thing. I can't wait to get it in their hands so that I can have my feelings reaffirmed that it totally rules and it's awesome in every way.
Speaking of which, you do have some sketch cards up.
Yes, got some passion for drawing sketch cards. Each tier also comes with a signed color version of the book. So I need to readjust those tiers actually and relabel them, because I don't think people are realizing that they come with books as well. But yeah, so you get a card hand drawn, hand colored by Passion, and you'll get a color copy of the book, and it'll be autographed. And you never know, I might even put a little scribble, a little sketch on the inside for you. We'll see how my mood is when I'm packing stuff. But yeah, it's $120. It's a good deal for the stuff. I mean, just the that book alone would probably run you, I think it's like $45 with shipping, even more if you're overseas. So it's not a bad price for what you're getting, even though it looks a little high compared to most sketch card tiers and campaigns. But I mean, Passion, his artwork just keeps excelling, and he went through a lot of trouble on these things, so I got to make sure the right amount of money is being paid for him.
Yeah, like anybody who's seen some of Passion's sketch cards, they're probably the most intricate that anybody does. I mean, they're fully like colored, and he puts tons of detail on them and stuff. I own a couple, and they're top notch. So it's definitely it's gonna be cool to get like something exclusive. It's like a nice original piece of art. Like in mini form, which
Yeah.
are the sketch cards, which are always very cool.
Yeah, the only guys that I think really put the kind of work into sketch cards he does is like Preston, Acevedo, and like Racafort.
Yeah.
Like they go through that extra trouble to really make pretty artwork, even though it's on a small scale. Everyone knows I just literally bash out a sketch. That's just how I do it. But like these guys really, they're giving you like finished artwork. It's a crime to even call it a sketch card. It should be called an art card because it's finished. Call it a rough. I'm gonna change the name. I'm calling them right now. Now I'm gonna call them refined cards.
There we go.
The sketch cards. These are refined.
They're
classy.
fancy.
Yeah, they're high end.
Fancy.
You should consider yourself lucky to own one.
Yes. It's like an exclusive piece of art that you can put on your wall and say, not only do I own Def, but I also own this amazing sketch card featuring one of his characters that nobody else will own. It's a one of one. So Joe's talking about collectibles early. We want the ones of ones, man. Right now I'm going crazy. I'm trying to find these AW Chase figures. They're super expensive.
Oh, that dude.
Like they're one of 5,000, one of 3,000. Just imagine you get one of one. Yeah, there's nothing cooler than that, man. I said I'll be offering some sketch cards on the campaign. They'll probably go up Monday around hardline time. So keep an eye out for them. And like I said, me and Joe, we're gonna try and do these kind of every week, every 2 weeks, something like that. We'll pick like a random day and time. We'll just kind of BS for a little bit, nothing too pre-planned. I just kind of want to get back to streaming a bit, but I don't kind of want to have to like have the extra pressure right now. Like I said, with the campaign and everything coming off the 60 days, I tried to pace myself, but it always takes its toll on you. So you want to. I'm just trying not to like go too hard. I think I did that on the first campaign. It kind of wore me out. So just trying to take a little easier. Artwork, everything is done for the Ace, Volume 2. As far as on the main book, now it's just about trying to, get this print file together and trying to see, make sure everything is, all of the dots are crossed and the I's are dotted, or however that expression goes.
Yeah.
And then I'll have to once I kind of do that, then I'll look forward because I got to do some tweaks and stuff on the second printing for Volume 1. So that's gonna take some time, and but everything looks good as far as timetable, and I just got the funds from Indiegogo, so that one's smooth. So now I can kind of start looking at quotes for prints and the trading cards and stuff like that. So little by little, we're kind of bashing this out. Hopefully I'll have another big update end of July-ish. I'm shooting for, kind of more concrete kind of stuff, just to give everybody an update on what's going on. But everything looks good as far as like the main stuff, so all the art and everything is already handed in. It's just about kind of make sure, how it prints, how it looks, all that kind of boring stuff that, nobody wants to hear about, but it has to be done. And that's the thing I learned on the first campaign. All these things take time. That's why you want to have a nice window from when you launch the campaign to when you try and fulfill it, because a lot of hiccups and a lot of stuff can come up, even just with your own personal life. And then secondly, making sure the proofs and everything come out as they should,
Oh, for sure. That's the thing is like, I can appreciate some people being able to like stream all night, multiple times a week, but like those are the times when we're literally crunching and working, and we're doing this stuff 24 hours a day almost. It's
Yeah.
like we sleep for a little bit. We do whatever our day job kind of thing has to be for a little bit. And then all our other hours are almost completely consumed by trying to keep this stuff going. It's a bunch
Yeah.
of guys trying to run full businesses all by themselves, and
Yeah.
it's a
I
ton of
mean,
high stress
I
work.
just had my first tax season, so that was
Yeah.
not fun at all. All the things I had to learn for that. I had everything lined up, and then they threw me some curveballs. So you know how that
Oh, there
goes.
always is. There's
Yeah,
always shit where you're just like, what does that even mean?
yeah. It's
Like,
just
what
like
are you asking me here?
you like you need me to fill out Form 25. Not the CQX. And
Yeah.
it's just like I'm just trying to make comics, man. Give me all this other bullshit.
Oh, and here's the thing, even
Thank
if like
you.
you don't have an accountant and you're working through like a thing that kind of walks you through it step by step or like a TurboTax or whatever, in the end, it's still going to cost even someone that's just making a tiny bit of money off their campaigns. It's still going to cost you like $500 to $900 to get this shit dealt with. And that's without an accountant. Like
Yeah,
people don't even understand like how expensive it is to file business taxes, and it's absolutely ridiculous. That's like I write off the filing stuff. I'm like, no, I'm writing this off for next year. Like there ain't no way you're gonna cycle me back into paying for this shit again. This is fucking ridiculous. This should be one sheet. If
yeah,
taxes take more than one sheet, then there's probably something wrong. So
for sure.
go ahead though. I could bitch about that all day.
No, man, we just here talking. But yeah, it's like one of those things about creators, and like I said, I'm on the low scale of like stuff, like, next thing, it's kind of getting shipping has gone up. So, I think I'm covered, but I won't know until, I start sending these things out, like especially the slam buddies. I mean, those are gonna, I don't know what I charge for shipping is gonna cover.
Oh,
I gotta
I
send
don't
a couple test ones, so because
I
the thing
don't
is,
expect to turn any profit because I just assumed the numbers I was getting quotes on were pre
yeah,
everything going to hell in a handbag, and
mhm,
it's probably going to eat up every dime I got
yeah, like
ultimately.
I send a lot of stuff through eBay and stuff. Like I got a little eBay store where I sell some figures and stuff. Just trying to clear out some of my collection. And like some of the stuff, man, I'm just like sending a little Amazon box. You're talking about like $13. That's like on the cheap end.
Yeah, yeah,
Especially if you got to send the expedited or whatever, taking almost 20. Like
yeah,
that's just for one. I mean, compared with the eBay fees, I'm basically selling these things for like $5-10 a pop. you know,
yeah. I've been there, dude.
so it's like one of those things. Like, and now we're talking about comics and the Gemini mailers if they get lost, if there's all this kind of other stuff. So there's a lot, man. I mean, I'm glad to do it, but there is a lot. So I always try to tell people to you just kind of you gotta make sure everything is right. You got to give yourself time, and you want to get as much done ahead of time. Because I'm telling you, if I had to track down artists while I'm doing all this other stuff in the middle of a campaign, I would lose my mind.
Yeah,
And my artists are the best. I mean, Canales, how like the easiest people to work with. No drama, nothing. Always giving me pages as quick as they can, stuff like that. But even then, like it's just the time managing would just drive me nuts. And imagine if somebody has like a slower artist or an artist going through stuff, an artist who's not really reliable or doesn't have the best communication. You're like you're pulling your hair out, man. You know,
yeah.
so it's
I
crazy.
get that. It's you are blessed to be working with some of the guys you're working with because Canales literally is like the easiest human being on planet Earth to speak to deal
Yeah,
with, to talk to. And he's going to make you laugh. He's going to be funny throughout the
yeah.
entire process. So you know you're going
He's great. Hal's great.
to.
Sweens has been, I've known Sweens, so we have like a different relationship. Like I've known him from the start, so it's a little different with that. But
Yeah.
yeah, all these guys that I've gotten through the project and stuff, they've all been great, man. Let's see, Aaron saying Canales was a dream to work with. Yeah, man. Molito, man, you got to get this Aaron verse going, Aaron. You know, so
Yeah,
we're gonna bully you into this. We're gonna bully you into putting out a campaign.
and you're gonna go on shows and you're gonna tell people about it. Don't listen to Zach. You go on the show, or listen to Zach. I don't care, honestly. I kind of like his approach just as much as anyone else's. So
Yeah. So.
if I could just post campaigns and they made money, I would be totally fine with that. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
If it was that simple for me, I'd be like, cool. All I gotta do is make like 2 or 3 videos and then sit back and let the money roll in. I'm down.
Yeah. So yeah, guys. The Ace Volume 2 right now. We got 6358, 135 backers. We got the $7,000 stretch goal, which is the very cool Ace versus Vane hardline print. Phil was cool enough to let me borrow one of his Lost Pages characters. So we give you a little teaser with Vane. You know, I love this artwork. I thought Bogdan Digital did a great job on the piece. You know, I love the colors he used. You know, the image of them two like fighting, I think is really sharp. So yeah, man. Once we get to 7K, everybody's gonna get that. You know, in their mailer. And you know, we got some other cool stuff planned for like later on. I think I got everything mapped out to like 10K. You know, which would be awesome to hit. And like I said, we're gonna keep doing some giveaways and stuff. Like I said, anybody who backs it today will be getting this awesome poster. I have about a dozen or so of them left from my initial order. And you know, like I said, we got the sketch cards coming Monday, and we just kind of, you know, trying to do some fun things. Hopefully, I can reschedule with Bancroft and we can get that going. And yeah, that's pretty much it on my end, man. Anything you want to talk about, Joe? Anything updates or anything that's going on with you?
Trying to think before I say no. Just been the same old, just trying to get all this work bashed out and get it done so that we can get through Houston in one piece. If anyone, I'm sure everyone listening already knows this, but me and Shane will be at Nick Rekieta's booth at Anime Matsuri at the end of July. We'll be there with a whole slew of products and cups and pencils and keychains and bags and Ashcan comics, preview comics for all our books. So you'll be able to get a Death 10-page Ashcan preview. You'll be able to get a Swarm 6-page preview. You'll be able to get a Mothman preview, but that's a book already in existence. But it's just to have one extra thing there. And then we'll also have a 6-page preview for a book called Doku at Dawn. That's like an all ages kid adventure type thing, a little more cutesy manga styled book. So we'll have that available as well, an Ashcan size, and just a lot of fun stuff. After that, in September, we'll be doing the Cincinnati Comic Expo, and we'll have our own Toad booth set up there. And you might see some familiar faces. So I encourage everyone to come out there too. You might get to say hi to Passion for Drawing. You might get to shake hands with Phil Diaz if you can reach his hands. You short people. You know, there's a young artist named Hunter Barnhart that he's from Tennessee that I've been working with, and he'll probably be there. Vengeance Productions. He's locked in right now. So as far as I know, he'll be there as well. Him and Hunter, barring something weird happening in their lives, you know, they'll be there. So Vengeance is helping us out on some. How do I phrase it without giving too much away? Moving images. So we'll see. He's helping us out with some of the filmy side of things. So we'll see how all that goes. And yeah, we'll hopefully have some really good stuff to show off in Cincy outside of just products, some good preview materials. And yeah, come see us. Take a photo with me and Shane. let me intimidate you with my giant ripped arms and my beautiful blonde hair.
So, so yeah, guys, if you're near any of those places, go say hi to Joe. Go pick up these ash cans. Trust me, these will be super exclusive. So you'll be able to have one of those one of a kind pieces that we talked about earlier.
Yeah. Yep.
So we like to do those limited exclusive collectibles. So and we got Aaron asking if there will be more Slam Buddies. Uh, uh, my answer is yes. The question is, how deep can we go with the Slam Buddies? Gotta reach out to those guys and see, because I do want an Angelique one. I just gotta figure out, can they do like wings? How intricate can they get? So I know I
Well,
can get one
they
done
are
with
made
Ace.
to be brutalized, so
Mm,
they're tough. They're hardcore toys. They're not just cheap plushies that are gonna
Yeah,
fall
no,
apart.
no, those had my little niece beat the hell out of one one of them. She used the first one, and then she's it came out fine. So it's one of those things. They'll last you a nice quality. I think they're reasonably priced, and like I said, hopefully we'll be able to do more of them. There'll be limited prints. There'll be limited kind of orders, so it'll be manageable as far as like not costing an hour and a leg. Everybody talks about all these figures and stuff, which I would love to do. Like I have all sorts of ideas that I would love to do for Ace, and
Oh yeah, me
but
too.
it's like depending on how much your money you're making. I mean, that's a big investment, man. That's
It is.
it's
Yeah.
pretty hardcore. So trying to do things that won't break the bank, but are still cool. So that's what kind of we're going for. So yeah,
Well,
guys.
we're all in a process of working our way up in this, and yeah, we can only do what's within reason. So we would all have our characters on toothpaste, on
Yeah,
toys, on pellet, like everywhere.
yeah.
But
Even like with
it's not that simple.
yeah, even stuff like shirts and stuff. It's just the time management about getting the shirts and shipping, which is going to be a whole other kind of nightmare. How many you have to order? I know you can do some order to print, but like the whole thing with that, I would love to do. Like I have some cool design ideas for the Ace, and even some artwork and stuff people have wanted on a shirt, but it's just kind of like I'm trying to think in my head, like, you know, can I do this without, me just having to have like a nightmare and just never want to do this tier again for
Yeah,
the next
yeah,
campaign. You have to weigh that out.
we
It's,
do.
so we'll see. We'll try to keep an eye out. Like I said, with each campaign, I like to try different things. So we might try the shirts finally for Volume 3 and kind of see how they go. So
And I suggest to people if you can find anybody reasonable that's also local, it'll make your life a little easier. Not like you're not going to find people to cover every single service you can dream up, but generally t-shirts and small scale printing. Like you can dig up some people that can get you some good deals usually, where it's not even our t-shirts that we got for the convention. I could probably get them cheaper elsewhere, but I would have to order like 5,000 shirts, to catch a break.
yeah,
And that's just not in the cards right now. So it's like, yeah, I gotta pay a little bit more, but it's local. I have control over it. There's literally people everywhere that have the capability to make T-shirts. It's just you got to kind of hunt them down and find them, or look in those Facebook like local and county groups and stuff, and just put it out there. See who you come across.
yeah. I'm thinking there's gonna be like a little small con, like in the city around where I live. I'm hoping I can make it. I kind of just want to see what the setup is and stuff. Like who
Yeah,
shows up and stuff. Because I would like to get a table. One of these shows. Kind of do the make me feel like a creator.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like I think a lot of us don't even necessarily want to go through the trouble of doing conventions, but people appreciate it. It's fun for the fans, and I don't want to deny people that either, even though it's not necessarily my favorite thing in the world to do. I would much rather not have to get on an airplane and not have to sleep in a hotel room and just stay in my hole in the basement for all of my life.
Yeah.
But no, occasionally I have to leave, and the people deserve appearances, you know.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so about 45 minutes in, I think it's a good time to call it. But yeah, like I said, we will plan on doing this maybe every week, every 2 weeks. We'll stay tuned to our Twitters to find out when and where and how. But thank you for joining us, everybody. You can find me on Twitter at Edwin Aces for all your Ace Volume 2 needs. Joe, where can they find you at?
Find me on Twitter at Comic Art Master 1, or just look for Joe Ball King Toad, and you'll find me that way as well. And yeah, if you got any questions, my DMs are open. Need any info or anything like that, just hit me up. I'm always available.
That's right. That's our buddy. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Later, guys.